I was like always bad with money, man. I was never good with money. I didn't come from a family that was good with money. I didn't understand money. I still barely understand money. I'm not the worst with money, but I'm not good. I spend too much. I'm too generous. Irish people are stupidly generous. Like they just,
You're very
like my dad will go out to dinner with people that have so much more money than him and just pick up the check.
Do you feel like working in sales also gave you that habit as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm starting to get that now with my job.
Sales guys want to show everybody that they're the guy.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of it's like throwing down the card. I got it. And sales is all about trying to convince the world you're doing better than you are.
Mm-hmm.
So people want to fucking get on board with what you're doing.
Yep.
So part of that is like that fake it till you make it. Yeah, throw the card. I got it.
Right.
And then you start realizing you start buying dinners for people that not just have a little more money than you, but could buy and sell you. Like you're being ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like it's absurd.
There's a lot of money out there.
And Irish people are just not good with money. There's something about Irish people.
You think it's the drinking?
Maybe the depression.
Yeah. Part of it's the drinking. I think also part of it is that it's not a culture that prizes education. Neither did Italians.
Yeah.
Jews did.
Mm-hmm.
Asians and Indians do.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Irish were all about like, let's get government jobs. Let's hit people with sticks.
Yeah.
Let's own bars. Let's own restaurants. Italians were the same thing. Italians distrusted institutions outside of family and the church. So that like education, things like that.
Yeah.
School, it wasn't like, but Irish people, there's something about the party atmosphere. Everybody having fun, everybody drinking, throwing money on the bar. And, none of that lends itself to like, prudent financial decisions.
Yeah.
Nobody inherits money and goes, what does Malachi at the bar think I should do? What does Ronan think I should do? Does Terry have any ideas of what I should do with this one? Well, yes, we'll run it into the ground together. We'll run it into the ground together. Like, this is how dumb some Irish people are.
Mm-hmm.
I was on my tour bus. And when I was a tour guide in New York City on those double-decker buses, we were outside. It was a beautiful day. And there was a bunch of guys that walked out of Barclays, which is a big bank in New York City. Mm-hmm. And they were like, hey, such young men here. They all have jobs. They're all doing well. And I'm like, those guys probably make $200,000 or $300,000 a year.
Yeah. They're loaded.
This is how dumb these Irish people are. They go, but they're cooped up inside all day. You got the sun. And I'm like, well, that's why we have nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why we have nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But they're cooped up inside. You got the sun.
You're at a check cashing place
Yeah,
later that
I'm like
day.
the sun. I have melanoma, and I'm dying. They're cooped up inside all day. They can't go out and walk in the tall grass.
I sleep outside. It's
Why
great.
even be alive?
Yeah.
Disgusting, but great. If great writers, great storytellers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you guys are from Texas. What is your background? What is your ethnic background?
We're just white trash. It's nothing really. We didn't get any education on the background.
Would you say that you guys are European? Are you like Scandinavian? I mean,
We're Dutch. We're like 132nd Native American. We're a little
it's
bit
a lot
of
of
German.
like Russian, English, Irish, and then 0.6% Ashkenazi Jew. So
really?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like you guys to put the mics down. I wish I was told that 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But
Sneak up on you.
what about you, Tinkin? What's your background?
English, Irish, German.
Is there anything that sticks out? Because see, being from Long Island, New York, it's Irish, Italian, Jewish. And those are very distinct cultures.
Mm-hmm.
So like everybody that I know, one of those cultures played like a role in their life. Or, I had black friends and Hispanic friends,
Yeah.
but those are very distinct cultures too.
Right.
So
I mean, there was nothing. We're like fourth generation.
Interesting.
So it was just completely bred. Roast beef on Christmas. That was
Okay,
about
well,
the
that's-
only tradition that we had.
okay.
Yeah, but that was, I mean, my grandfather had a pool
What kind of roast
table.
beef? Like a nice roast beef you carve, or like deli roast beef that you all just?
No. My grandpa would roast it on a spit outside.
Yeah, that's right.
It would be great.
That's right.
Lots of Coors Lights around, lots of Coors cans, lots of.
Grandpa was a good man.
Grandpa was a good man. Lots of lectures about how to appropriately use the pool table.
Yeah, we had a pool. My grandfather had a pool table too.
Dude, it was like
That generation loved billiards.
Absolutely,
They loved it.
You don't don't touch the pool table
Right.
until Grandpa has showed you how to use a pool cue.
Dude,
I've told you this.
Yeah, I think one of my dad's brothers like scratched the felt on the pool table.
Oh,
and then
dude.
my grandfather like beat him within an inch of his life.
100%.
Yeah.
He deserved it.
Me and Ben, we visited
100%.
our rich Jersey relatives, and was it Ellen broke the chandelier?
I broke it.
Ben broke the chandelier
Yeah.
over the pool table. We were terrified. But
What
they just
happened?
throw us in jail.
We're doing the yank up, Ben? We're doing the yank up?
I
You
did
can't-
one of the yank ups where I
you can't
missed
be
the
yanking
fucking
up.
cue ball and rip it into the. It was probably like 10 grand.
Yeah, like a
looking
10
back
grand
at it.
chandelier.
Amateur
Right.
mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, my grandpa wouldn't stand for that shit. I would have to change my last name if I
Yeah.
did that.
Well, that was from that generation, man, where a lot of those guys had literally nothing. Like we talk about how we're all fucked and we're not going to retire and have houses and shit, and that's all true.
Yeah.
But those guys, like my grandfather, started out with very little. He was very poor. Yes, Chelsea Handler, he was white. We get it. We know he was white. I understand that he had it easier than black people. Thank you, Chelsea Handler, for telling me that from the backyard of your Bel Air mansion while you interview another white guy who wrote a book about white privilege.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that'll tell you more why Trump will win than that scene
Yeah.
where a white chick who's a multimillionaire, interviews another white guy who wrote a book about white privilege in the backyard of her Bel Air mansion?
It's a fucking psyop. It's so bad.
It's so bad, dude.
Like that, it was high. They had to be hired by
there's
Trump.
parts
to
of
do
the
that.
doc, and we're talking about the documentary Hello Privilege, It's Me, Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
There are parts of the doc that are like fucking haunting because, tons of horrible shit went down. Anybody who says white people haven't had it substantively easier than black people is just ignorant of history. You don't know anything,
Yeah.
Doesn't mean all white people, but the way that the middle class was created was completely unavailable to black people. All kinds of loans, federal grants, all that shit, owning property, all of that is 100% true. So there's things in the documentary that are like, God, I just wanted to hear that civil rights lady talk more.
Yeah, she was interesting.
She was fascinating. That one was a hero. So, of course, she was on for about 3 minutes. And then the rest of it is Chelsea Handler talking to her old boyfriend
Mhm.
that she hasn't seen in 25 years. Some black guy she was banging at 15 and aborted his kid.
Mhm.
And then he goes to jail for a bunch of drug-related offenses, and she dips and goes and makes a couple of $1 million, more than a couple.
Yeah.
And then comes back 25 years later with a Netflix crew.
Yeah.
Right.
She comes back with a production crew.
See,
It's the
I
first time
dated a
she's
black
seen the
guy.
guy. Yeah. First time she's seen the guy. And she comes back with a film crew.
That's insane.
Yeah, well, Tim, I don't know if you caught this, she greeted him and she's like, "You've been out of jail, what, 14 years now?" He's like, "No, I was in jail for 14 years. I've been out for 2.
Right. She's like, "Sorry, the sound was muffled. Could you say that again? Would you mind saying that again? And by the way, your camera is camera 2. Could you say it to camera 2? She's like, "I'm so excited to see your mother." She walked into the house. She's like, "Hi, Grandma." She gives the old woman a hug. The old lady's like, "Who this bitch?"
She daps up the grandma.
Yeah. She's like, dabs up. "Hey, Grandma. It's me, Chelsea. How you doing, girl?
Girl, you want to floss real quick?
Let's go." There's nothing more disgusting.
I brought
me.
you a FUBU sweater.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah, Fubu's not.
Here you go,
Fubu
Grandma.
hasn't even been in style in years.
Yeah, she's wearing a
You know what's
do-rag.
interesting about it? She didn't show up with anything. Like, I guess it would have been inappropriate to bring gifts.
Probably. It's
I
probably
wonder
better
if-
than just nothing.
Listen, I don't know her. I know people that know her. I don't know her at all. I wonder if she writes them a check.
I would hope so.
figure, hopefully, right? But she also seems like such a bitch.
Yeah, but maybe that's. I don't know. I saw her on a plane once. She like elbowed me.
Really?
She was in first class. Yeah, she was like in the.
She
I walked
elbowed
by,
you?
she kind of like elbowed me.
Like she knew you?
No, like I don't know if she was like settling into her seat and she was just kind of like, get away from me, you fat white mass, you fat white blob. But yeah, she spends most of the documentary talking to this dude in her backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, you know, she supposedly paid for all her like brothers and sisters' kids. I knew her brother, Roy Handler.
Oh, really?
Who was a chef who was friends with one of my fat friends, Tracy Carnazzo, who's a comedian in New York. Shout out to Tracy. She knows she's fat. She used to do this diet called Whole30. We were at a house one day and Tracy goes, I'm doing Whole30. And Ray turned around and went, what do you eat? 30 whole chickens? We were at a steakhouse once. First time I headlined Caroline's, maybe 2015. We went to Quality Meat Steakhouse in New York, and Ray gets enraged when fat people like pretend to be on diets. You know, it's like, kind of hilarious. So Tracy, they put an appetizer down on the table, and it's bacon with like miso peanut butter and jalapeno apple jelly. It's so amazing. And instead of just not eating it or abstaining, she looks at the waiter and she goes, I don't really eat bacon. And Ray just looks at her and goes, shut the fuck up. Like mad. But Tracy was friends with this guy, Roy Handler. Like Chelsea had excommunicated Roy for whatever reason. Like he lived with Chelsea for a while, then they got in a fight, and then like she wouldn't speak to him anymore.
He lives with her in L.A.?
I think they lived together, yeah, in L.A. He lived with her for a while, and then they got in some argument, and they don't speak.
Right. She realized he was white.
Yeah, she was like, you're a white, Roy, you're a white man. But she didn't really, here's the deal, dude. She started realizing that when it became hip.
Of course.
When it became the thing to do.
She's a
And
fucking climber.
Yeah, and a lot of the people who turned on a dime, like, that's why I respect the fuck out of Janine Garofalo. Janine's been doing political shit forever. Janine was in, like, during the Iraq War, when Chelsea was talking about her puss, Janine was talking about Cheney and Halliburton. Janine's been going up, trying to get people to wake up about shit for a fucking long
And getting, like,
time.
booed in
and
places.
Dude, Janine gets booed. She gets fucking hostile reactions. And she's not full of shit, dude. And she defended Louis and got shit for it. Like, that's the thing. She doesn't like this mob mentality culture because Janine Garofalo is an actual person that gives a fuck. And she's actually used her art to try to get people to pay attention to shit. And all of these people now that are jumping on that bandwagon are complete frauds. And she knows it. She's like, where the fuck were all of you when we were locking people up at Guantanamo Bay?
Oh, they'd be Nazis if
Yeah.
it got them a Netflix special.
Yeah, they don't give a shit about it. Yeah, Mullen said that. Mullen's like, you know, some of these woke people would be Nazis.
100%.
They love the iconography
Yeah.
of just being part of this movement that they had never questioned.
Yep.
They just love putting it out there. Like,
Yeah.
yes, queen.
Get them on the train.
Nazis are just another, that's a yes, queen is just another Heil Hitler. Yes, bitch. I may tweet that. Should I tweet that?
Yeah.
Tweet it right now.
Okay, I got to tweet it tomorrow. You can't do anything if you're not on. New York Time makes everything start to build.
Yeah.
People out here, for whatever reason, you release East Coast time. Just that's why Netflix releases shit West Coast time. I'm like, why? What are you doing? I don't know. I just feel like New York, for whatever reason, maybe there's more hustle bustle, but I feel like shit just start. My fan base is more New York too, but I think they just start. Shit starts to catch fire quick.
Well, they catch it first, and then it goes viral by the time the West Coast wakes
Right.
up.
Yeah, these motherfuckers out here are sleeping.
We're throwing away 2 hours.
Yeah.
At least.
3 hours.
Well, if you know the correct time stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello, privilege. It's me, Chelsea. Hi, privilege. We're going to pass. I'm privilege. Hi, I'm privilege. And Chelsea, quite frankly, we're good.
Right. Hello, precious. It's me, Chelsea.
Yeah. She goes and interviews Gabber Sidibe. You know? Hi, privilege. This is Chelsea. Hey, Chelsea, it's privilege. We've met before. We've known each other for a while. And frankly, I don't like that you're not talking shit about me when I've had your back literally forever. Literally forever. You know, if you need, go get a potato and put a Marlboro Light in its mouth and watch that and then press play on your phone.